Ben, to Nick Diaz, like, isn't it
Mhm.
odd that he's fighting Vicente and Chiesa's fighting Tony?
Yeah,
Why wouldn't
why
they
don't they
just
put
fight
against
each
each
other?
other? Yeah, why not? It's much better.
Why would they just fight each other? Like
I don't know.
it's an
Yeah, I mean, I
odd.
think, I mean, to me, honestly, it feels like that the UFC is saying, well, you guys are getting paid well, so we can't possibly give you a no name, and that they just keep trying to have them keep losing because it's like, and that's one of the hard things about when you get really good at fighting, you don't really get to go down too far. Like they just don't let you. Like they don't let, so there's what 90, there's 90 lightweights in the UFC. They don't let you go down to number 62, right? They're like, okay, Michael Chiesa. And it's like, well, Michael Chiesa's really good. I mean, he was
He's like in the top 25 fighters in the world
yeah, he
still.
was a top 10 for a while. He's lost a few fights, but he's lost to really good people. Like he's really good. And so it's like, we need to move Ferguson way further down. Freaking Patty Pimblett took him down. You don't think Chiesa is going to take him down and punch him in the face for
Oh
15
my
minutes?
goodness.
This is ridiculous. Like, for God's sakes, Dana, what are you
It has to
doing?
just be some sort of timing, right? Like they had
I
probably
don't
already
know.
told Nick what he was doing, and then Tony gets put on the card, and they're like, "Well, we don't want to blow up these two fights to
Yes.
make one fight because to me it just
Yes.
doesn't. It just seems like it's just such a. It's a handout. It's like it really is a softball. Like you just pop it up in the air. It's like hit it. You got these two dudes that should be fighting each other. Look,
Yes.
there was a few months ago. Like Nick Diaz had a video, and he looked bad, man. He was at this like fight shop in Las Vegas. I'm so happy that he doesn't live in Vegas anymore. That's not a great place for an aging fighter because you
No,
can still
definitely.
kind of like get by on your name when you
Yeah.
shouldn't really be getting by on your name.
Yeah.
And that's just not a great place for an aging fighter.
Nick
Before I
Diaz
let you
is
go,
40 going on 41. FYI.
yeah. And do you remember like the last time he went, he looked really good in the pictures, like a pro
Right. Yeah.
athlete, like he was running. And then when he got in the fight, he just didn't look like the same guy.
Yeah.
And
It's
then he
way
was
easier to
doing the
look good than
antics.
fight good. Way easier.
Was that but
Way easier to look good than fight good.
he didn't fight good or look good against Robbie Lawler,
He fought
sadly.
good for like 3 minutes.
But then he's doing his antics, right? But then
Yes.
the antics aren't as cool whenever you're not fighting at the level. I
Yeah.
hope that when he's in there, he all great champions have one last night. Hopefully
Hmm.
he has one more good night out there. But
Yeah.
Vicente Luque is a vicious,
He's tough.
powerful striker that looks to take your head off. And to me, that's very scary. I'm going there. I'm going to be there to call that fight in Abu
Oh, it's
Dhabi
Saudi.
soon.
Is it in Saudi?
Yeah, it's in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, it's Abu Dhabi. Did someone tell Diaz that they don't allow weed there?
That's I don't know what they I
For
don't know what
real. Because weed is usually non-negotiable for Nick Diaz, and weed for Abu Dhabi is also non-negotiable. So
yo,
those
you ain't
dudes,
bringing
they're
that
not
over
going
there.
to
You
go
bring that
well.
over there, you might have a real problem.
Yes.
You
Not
got a real
good.
problem. Hey,
The
after Dustin Poirier defended Islam Makhachev as well as he did, does that concern you for him going up to 170 with Bilal's takedown defense and
I
Leon
want to see him
Edwards'
versus
takedown
Armin.
defense?
Let's do that.
Huh?
Let's do Armin. Armin.
That's what I think. I
Let's
think
do
him
that
and
one.
Armin next, but like
And then
that's
that
kind
one.
of worrisome, right? That he couldn't take down a 55 pounder as effectively as he did to the others.
Yeah, I mean, I think Leon's gonna be tougher than take down. Leon or Bilal are both tougher to take down than Dustin is. If you just look at their fight records, historical, they're both tougher to take down for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Unbelievable. We didn't even talk about the press conference being canceled.
I will have some opinions. I got
Oh,
six
you
more
do?
minutes.
All right,
Try to
go
kick
ahead.
me
Give me a
off
couple.
already.
I'll let you wax poetic on Conor's press conference being canceled. Go ahead,
Hey,
man.
that ain't a good lesson. And I think 2 weeks ago when we were on the show, you said Mike was sending out essentially victory drinks to everybody. And I said, hold on, I don't like this. You don't dance in the end zone until you get the ball there. And I remember this football player. I don't watch a lot of football, but I remember this highlight. This guy is high stepping on the way in, and the guy behind him hustles him, punches that
Leon
ball
Lett. It
out.
was Leon
Is it-
Lett. Dallas
okay.
Cowboys. Oh,
Okay.
that was one of the most bonehead plays of all time.
That's what happened. You don't dance till you're in the end
Wait,
zone.
the fight's
So
still on though. The fight's still
I
on.
understand, but you're not in the end zone until you walk into the octagon. That's when you're in the end zone. Then you're like, okay, we had at that point it's 6 weeks. Now we got like I think it's 4 weeks maybe. Um, Yeah, I'm not 100% it's happening.
You don't? Do you think? Are you concerned that the fight won't happen?
Uh, I would say you are lying if you don't have at least a little bit of concern. You're
I've got a
lying.
little bit. I've got a little
You don't have a
bit
little bit.
of. I've got a little bit of hesitancy.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, it's not good. But Conor did say, in
Mm-hmm.
consultation with the UFC, today's press conference was canceled due to a series of obstacles outside of our control. I apologize to my Irish fans and fans around the world for the inconvenience and appreciate all your passion and support. I cannot wait to put on the greatest
Yeah, Conor
all-time
didn't say
show
that.
in the octagon.
That was a what do they call it? A PR person. That was a PR person that
Conor wrote that, no?
You just
You don't think so?
no. Come on, man. So I mean, there's people on Twitter talking about Conor and maybe trying to get more money in the UFC or contract difficulties. I could for sure see that happening. You know, one thing though I wanted to ask you about in relation to this was there was one time in my career where I didn't fight for it wasn't by my choosing. It was you won championships was going slow, and I think it was a year and 2 months, right? And when I got back in the cage, it felt just a little different. It felt like I haven't done this lately. And then there was 2 times, Bellator in the tournament. I fought 3 times in 3 months, and then my last year, my last year in one, and then in UFC, I fought 3 times in 5 months in both cases, I believe, 5 or 6. It was like I fought very rapidly. And it's like when you're fighting very rapidly, there's just such a level of comfort. It's like, I just did
Oh
this.
my goodness.
Let's do this
Dude,
again. Right?
It's the best. It's the best. 2015, when I fought 3 times and I won the belt and defended the belt.
Yes.
I was great. I had no nerves. I took 9 months off and then fought Anderson Silva in July, and I was scared. I was literally in I was in the damn back feeling nervousness like I hadn't felt in years. It was crazy.
It just feels like a little different. It's like, wait, I'm gonna go do unarmed combat with this man in the octagon. Like, that's kind of weird. Is this really what I do for a living? This is kind of a strange living, you know?
I'm telling you, bro. It's the weirdest thing. You think maybe that's a little bit of part of Conor going, well, I don't know.
It's like, you know, he showed videos of him out partying the last 2 weekends, both of them, right? He hasn't fought now. It's going to be very close to 3 years. That's a long time. And you know, there's the other feeling. It's like, I know this happened to me once, and it was earlier, and I had a little injury that made me take some time off, and I ended up winning the fight, so it's no big deal. But I wasn't where I wanted to be in the training camp. Like in the training camp, you kind of know what it feels like. At least for me, I always kind of started slow, working on new things, and then, you know, maybe like 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, everything just started clicking, right? It starts clicking, you feel good, and you're like, I'm on the money, I'm ready to rumble. And there was one time where it didn't, and it like makes you nervous. You're like, damn, like, oh, am I gonna suck? Like, you know, I took a couple weeks off because of an injury, and things weren't clicking right, and it made me a little nervous. Dude. So it's like, could it be that also?
There's a lot of reasons why, but on the flip side of that, I was terrified, and I had all kinds of stuff going on personally, injuries when I fought Dan Henderson, and I fought the best fight of my life. Like you just never know what happens when that octagon door closes. I think we'll get some clarity on the Conor McGregor situation in the upcoming days.